God says, "My child, hear me now, because time is not waiting for you, and the heavens are trembling with what has just taken place." Archangel Michael himself is in a state you have never seen him in before, a panic unlike anything, because the council of the wicked has gathered, and their meeting was not about the nations, not about strangers, not about wars or rulers, but about you. The demons have whispered your name across the table of darkness, and Satan himself has pressed his claws into the discussion, demanding that your life be turned into a snare, demanding that your body be taken into unholy captivity, demanding that your destiny be stripped away. You are on the line, my beloved, and I cannot allow you to walk away without knowing this truth. This message is not ordinary, this is the cry of heaven and the warning of eternity, because in the night hours a meeting was held, and your future was written into their evil agenda. They want to reach you in ways you cannot imagine, to touch you, to sleep with you in spirit, to drain you of the virtue that I planted in you before the foundation of the earth, to rob you of the purity of your soul, to weaken your strength and leave you open for destruction. And yet I, the Lord your God, am crying out to you now through Michael, through the voices of heaven, saying, do not skip this, do not ignore this, do not turn away as though you have time. Because if you pass this moment without listening, if you shut your ears, then you will not only close the door to my protection, but you will open the gate to their possession. My child, listen, for this is not to scare you but to save you. You must know what happened last night. A secret chamber was opened in the kingdom of darkness. Satan called his highest demons to gather, and they brought forth scrolls. They wrote names, they lit fires, they poured their curses into the air. And your name, yes, your name, my beloved, was written at the top. Michael stood watching, roaring with holy rage, but the rules of eternity demand that you respond, because heaven cannot intervene fully when man refuses the invitation. Michael was shaking, his sword was ready, but he turned to me and said, Lord, your child does not know, your child is sleeping, your child is blind to the danger. What can we do? And I said, Michael, cry out one last time. Let this word reach them. Let them see that their destiny is being discussed in hell itself. Let them understand that demons have drawn lots for their soul, that their purity, their joy, their blessing, their wealth, and their relationships are being auctioned in the chambers of the wicked. Warn them. Tell them if they do not awaken, if they do not respond, my hand will be tied, because I cannot save the one who refuses my call. And Michael cried out, he cried so loudly that the earth trembled, and he was in panic because he has never seen such a fierce discussion about you. The demons want to steal what you carry. They want to climb into your dreams and plant their seed of destruction. They want to tempt you with lies, to drag your mind into dark corners, to cause you to stumble in the day and to suffer at night. They want to turn your body into a battlefield, your soul into a broken vessel, your destiny into ashes. And Satan himself gave them the command. He said, do not waste time with this one. Do not leave them alone. They are marked by heaven, and if we don't destroy them now, they will destroy us later. Attack their mind, attack their relationships, attack their sleep, attack their health. Drain them until they cannot rise. And so they agreed, my child, and they set their time. They are waiting for you to dismiss this message so that they may begin. But I, the Lord, am greater than their schemes, and my light is stronger than their darkness. That is why I am shouting through this message, because I cannot allow you to be caught off guard. Do not imagine this is a small matter. Do not think this is just a story. This is an urgent revelation, and Michael himself is still on his knees in panic, pleading that you respond. He says, Lord, if they ignore this, what will become of them? If they do not believe, what can I do? My sword is ready, but the law is clear. They must open the door to heaven with their faith, or hell will claim the right to invade. My child, I gave you free will, I gave you the choice, and I will not force myself upon you. That is why you must respond, you must listen, you must open your spirit to this now. The demons want to sleep with you, not in the physical sense alone but in the spiritual corruption that chains souls. They want to implant their unholy desires in you, to pollute your destiny with addictions, with lies, with failures, with shame. They want to strip you of the garments I clothed you with, the garments of light, the robes of righteousness. They want to put rags upon you and call you theirs. And once they do, you will walk in confusion, never knowing why things go wrong, why blessings leak away, why doors close, why sickness clings, why relationships fail. This is their plan, and they are patient, but right now, they are not waiting for years, they are ready now. They have planned an immediate attack because Satan is furious that you are still alive, furious that you are still rising, furious that your faith still holds, furious that your destiny is not destroyed. And so they gathered, and they plotted, and now the clock ticks against you. Michael is not calm. Michael is not standing silently. He is pacing, crying, panicking, roaring, ready to unleash his sword, but he knows one thing, that unless you heed this, unless you open your eyes, unless you pray, unless you cry out, heaven's authority cannot intervene the way it must. My child, do you not understand? This is why I said if you skip this, I cannot save you. It is not that my power is weak, it is that I have bound myself by my own word. I will not override your will. If you turn away, if you laugh, if you ignore, then you will walk into the trap they set. But if you listen, if you rise, if you cry out, then the demons will be scattered before you. If you open your mouth in prayer, Michael will descend with his flaming sword, and the meeting held in hell will backfire upon them. The curses they poured will rebound, the chains they forged will break, the seed they tried to plant will burn in fire, and you will walk free. That is why this moment is not ordinary. That is why heaven is holding its breath. That is why I am saying, watch immediately, listen immediately, act immediately. Do not wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is too late. This is the hour, this is the second, this is the urgent cry. You wonder why your dreams have been troubled, why shadows visit you, why you feel a heaviness that has no explanation. This is why. Because their spirits hover, waiting for the open door. You wonder why relationships collapse, why people betray you, why sudden anger or lust rises like a wave against you. This is why. Because their agenda is unfolding silently while you remain unaware. But I, the Lord, will not allow my child to be caught unaware. That is why I am pulling back the curtain and showing you the meeting of darkness, so that you may know it is not imagination, it is real, and it is happening now. My beloved, I call you by name. You are not just one among many. You are chosen, and that is why hell trembles at you. Do you not see the pattern? Those who are ordinary are left alone, but those who carry destiny are hunted. You carry a fire that they fear, you carry a mission that they hate, you carry blessings that they envy, and so they target you. But you are not defenseless. You are not abandoned. Michael is with you, I am with you, heaven is with you, but you must not reject the call. This message is long because the urgency is long, the danger is wide, the plot is deep. I cannot summarize it in a few lines. I must pour it out until your heart shakes, until your spirit awakens, until you know that this is no ordinary day. Your soul is on the line, your body is on the line, your destiny is on the line, and the demons are reaching. Do not let them touch you. Do not let them sleep with you. Do not let them corrupt you. Stand, cry, pray, open your heart, and I will deliver you. God says, my child, I will protect you if you trust me, I will shield you if you call me, I will send Michael to fight for you if you open this message in your soul. But if you turn away, if you skip, then you tie my hands, and I cannot save you. Do not let that happen. You are too precious, too chosen, too loved. Respond now, and you will see the power of heaven scatter the meeting of hell. God says, my beloved child, I am reaching to you in this very moment with urgency that cannot be measured in human terms, because heaven itself has been shaken by what just happened concerning your name, your destiny, your soul, and the choices set before you. Listen carefully, because Archangel Michael is in panic, and when Michael trembles, the whole kingdom of heaven takes notice. Michael has stood strong through ages of war between light and darkness, he has confronted Satan himself countless times, and yet today he comes before the throne in urgency, speaking your name with trembling, saying, Father, this child is in danger, the enemy has conspired, and a very serious meeting was held in the shadows of hell. Their agenda has been written against this child. My child, do you understand what it means that a meeting was held in the chambers of darkness where your destiny was the subject? Demons have been speaking of you, plotting, deciding how to twist your path, how to seduce, how to trap, how to ruin. This is not a distant matter, this is now, this is urgent, this is why Michael is in panic, because the demons have whispered a vile agenda. They want to invade your peace, they want to sleep with you, they want to defile the temple of your soul, they want to exchange the purity of light for the chains of lust and deception. God says, I must warn you that these spirits do not play games. They imitate love but give bondage. They imitate comfort but bring despair. They disguise themselves as what your flesh craves, but behind their mask is destruction. And Michael cried, Lord, if this child does not listen, if this child ignores the message, then their covering will be weakened, their shield compromised. My child, I am not saying this to terrify you but to awaken you, because sometimes you grow numb, sometimes you think you have more time, sometimes you imagine that warnings can be postponed. But heaven says right now, there is no postponement. This moment is written with fire. This message is not optional. If you skip it, the line between safety and danger shifts, and I, your God, though I long to protect, cannot override your free will. Do you hear me? My hands stretch out, but if you turn away, you choose to step outside of my covering. That is why I cry to you with words burning like thunder, do not skip this. Even now, as I speak, angels are in motion. Michael stands with his sword of light, but he cannot fight without your agreement. You must allow him to protect you. You must say yes to the shield. You must be aware. The enemy knows your desires, your weaknesses, your lonely hours, your silent tears, your secret dreams. That is why they convened the meeting. Hell does not waste its time on those already lost, it focuses on those with great purpose, with light, with destiny. You are dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. You carry a future that frightens demons. That is why they want to seduce you. That is why they want to enter through the door of intimacy, to claim ownership over your very body and mind. But God says, you are not theirs. You are mine. You were purchased with the blood of the Lamb, you were marked with the seal of my Spirit, you were spoken of in the book of life before you were born. But my child, every covenant must be guarded. Every promise must be kept alive with vigilance. I tell you this, last night, Michael descended into a battle because Satan stood before him with accusations against you. Satan said, "This child is weak. This child is vulnerable. This child can be seduced. Let me in. Let me place my hand upon them." Michael roared in fury, "No. This one belongs to the Lord." But Satan pulled out records, events, moments where your guard was low, where you entertained thoughts you should not, where you lingered in doubt, where you nearly surrendered. He used those as evidence, and hell applauded, saying, "This one can be ours." Michael's panic is because he sees how close the line is, how thin the veil is. My child, you are standing on the very edge of destiny, where one step could lead you into glory and another step into disaster. Do you understand why I say you cannot skip this? Because this is not a sermon, this is not a story, this is not a tale to frighten. This is the courtroom of eternity where your name was spoken. God says, if you choose me now, the angels will close the door against the demons. If you open your heart now, my Spirit will flood like fire and consume every plan of hell. But if you delay, the enemy's hand extends further. Demons do not tire. They will not stop unless you confront them with my power. They want to invade your dreams, they want to show up in your sleep, they want to whisper in your thoughts, they want to send people into your path who will smile at you but carry darkness within. Already they are strategizing. They are not waiting for tomorrow, they want tonight, they want your moments of weakness, they want to seduce while you are distracted. That is why Michael cries, urgent. That is why he trembles before me, because he sees the plot unfolding in rapid speed. My child, I will tell you what they fear most. They fear your awakening. They fear your prayer. They fear your surrender. They fear your faith. Because the moment you open your mouth and say, Lord, cover me, Lord, I receive, Lord, I resist the enemy, their power collapses. That is why they want you silent, distracted, careless. That is why they whisper lies, you can skip this, nothing will happen, this is not serious. But hear me, those whispers are the serpent's tongue. When you ignore my warning, you agree with the serpent. When you hesitate, you empower the very darkness plotting against you. I am your God, and I love you with an everlasting love. I do not reveal these things to shame you but to save you. Do you not know how precious you are? Do you not see why the enemy would call a meeting about you? You are chosen, you are marked, you are destined to shine, and every demon knows it. That is why they rage, that is why they panic, that is why they lust after your downfall. But I am here, and I say, if you stand with me, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Now, listen closely. This night, two paths are before you. In one, you ignore, you move on, you pretend you did not hear, and then the veil tears, the shield weakens, the demons advance. In the other, you stop, you awaken, you pray, you receive, you resist, and then Michael's sword flashes, the demons scatter, and the covenant stands unbroken. The choice is yours. My child, will you open your heart? Will you awaken? Will you hear my voice not tomorrow but now? I am speaking with urgency because heaven's clock is ticking. Already the enemy's messengers are moving. Already assignments are being released. Already traps are being laid. Do you think it coincidence that you feel heaviness lately? Do you think it chance that temptations have grown stronger? Do you think it random that certain people are appearing around you, stirring emotions, drawing you off guard? No, my child, those are connected to the meeting in hell. They decided to send these distractions. But I decided to send this message. Heaven responds when hell conspires. You are not alone, unless you choose to be. Michael is pacing, his wings trembling, his sword glowing, his cry rising before my throne. He says, Father, if they do not listen, the cost will be heavy. And I answer, send the word. Warn them. Give them a chance. That is why you hear me now. This is grace, this is mercy, this is love that refuses to let you go silently into a trap. My beloved child, do not let the demons sleep with your soul. Do not allow darkness to defile the temple that is meant to shine with glory. Do not think that you can play with fire and not be burned. Do not think that you can entertain darkness and still remain safe. You must choose now. You must resist now. You must open this message deep in your spirit and take it as the sword of truth. I cover you even now with my words. I surround you with my love. But I tell you plainly, if you skip, if you reject, if you walk away, you give them legal right. And I, though I weep, cannot override what you allow. That is why this is your moment of decision. This is your hour of awakening. This is the crossroads of eternity, where Archangel Michael cries your name in the courts of heaven, and demons whisper it in the pits of hell. Who will you side with? God says, choose me now. God says, awaken now. God says, the meeting in hell has no power if you answer this message. God says, you are covered if you do not ignore. God says, I will save you, I will defend you, I will break every chain, I will silence every demon, I will cancel every plan, but only if you do not skip. God says, my beloved child, listen carefully because the moment is urgent, and the heavens tremble with the weight of what has just been revealed. Archangel Michael himself is in panic, and when he is moved to cry out with such alarm, you must know that the hour is truly serious. In the secret places where light and darkness collide, a meeting was held, not by chance, not by coincidence, but a deliberate and calculated assembly summoned by Satan himself. In that meeting, your name was spoken, your destiny was targeted, and your life was placed on the line. You may feel the shiver now in your spirit, because what I am saying to you is not a story, not an illusion, but a divine truth that I, the Lord, am exposing for your sake. The demons conspired against you, and what they desire is vile. What they intend is to lay a curse upon you by forcing themselves into your dreams, into your rest, into the sacred spaces of your soul. They want to lie with you, to mark you, to corrupt what I have created pure. That is why I am crying out to you today, my child, because if you skip this, if you turn your eyes away, if you delay even for a moment longer, I cannot save you from what you willingly ignore. I have sent Archangel Michael to stand beside you, but his wings tremble with urgency because even he knows that this battle is not casual, this warfare is not like the others, this one has your soul written in fire upon its center. Listen to me carefully, my beloved, because tonight, in the realm that men cannot see with their natural eyes, there was a council in the kingdom of darkness. Satan himself sat at the head, and around him gathered legions, fallen ones who lost their place in the light, now burning with envy against you. They whispered your name. They drew lines of schemes. They said, "This one must not rise. This one must not prosper. This one must be ruined, seduced, bound." The demons spoke of how they would come in shadows, how they would wait at the corners of your house, how they would creep into your thoughts when you are weary, how they would invade your rest. My child, the plot is not distant, it is already unfolding. That is why Archangel Michael cried in panic. That is why heaven moved me to send this urgent message to you, because time is short, because delay is dangerous, because ignorance co. My beloved child, the heavens tremble tonight, and the voice of God comes upon you with an urgency that cannot be delayed. The winds carry a whisper that few can hear, but your spirit was chosen to receive this message. I am placing before you what many ignore, but you cannot turn away. Archangel Michael, who has guarded you since your birth, is in deep panic because of what has been planned in the unseen world. There has been a council in the shadows, a gathering where darkness itself set its eyes upon you. Satan and his demons have spoken your name with intent, and this is not something to dismiss or to brush aside. God says, you are on the line, and what happens now will determine much in your journey. The meeting was not casual, it was not empty words. It was a strategy formed in envy of your light. Demons, unable to bear the radiance God has placed in you, have made their desire to entangle you known. They do not come for your body alone but for your spirit, for your destiny, for your crown. They want to drain you, to cause you to stumble, to make you believe you are unworthy of the divine inheritance that has already been written for you in heaven's book. The enemy always seeks to counterfeit what God has promised, but God says, you must not allow them to invade your soul. Michael is restless because he has stood before God pleading on your behalf, yet heaven requires your agreement, your willingness to resist, your openness to receive divine protection. This is why you were told urgently to open this now. If you delay, you risk standing in a doorway unguarded, and in that moment the shadows press closer. God says, my child, I will protect you if you trust me, if you call upon me, but if you keep ignoring my warnings, you step outside the covering I made for you. Do not think these words are exaggeration. This is the moment when you must hear, when you must believe, when you must align yourself with heaven's command. The demons that seek to sleep with you are not driven by love but by destruction. Their aim is to enter into covenant through defilement, to plant in you despair, fear, and chains that are hard to break. But God says, I have marked you as mine. No weapon formed against you shall prosper if you remain under my wings. Michael has unsheathed his sword, but he waits for your cry, for your surrender, for your acknowledgement that you need the army of heaven to stand for you. This is why you feel the urgency, why your spirit trembles even now as you read. God says, I won't be able to save you if you continue to ignore my voice, if you continue to close your ears when heaven shouts your name. Do not think this is ordinary. Do not treat this lightly. You are being summoned to choose life, to choose light, to choose the presence of God over the deception of darkness. Child, you are safe only in me. The enemy may rage, but my hand is greater. The demons may plan, but my word shatters every scheme. Michael cries because he sees how close the snares are, but he also knows that one prayer, one surrender, one moment of trust can send them fleeing in terror. Heaven does not abandon you. You are not alone. I am with you always, but you must step into the refuge I offer. Even now, the spirit of fear is trying to enter, whispering lies, but you must rebuke it. You must speak aloud, I belong to God, I am covered by the blood of Jesus, no demon can touch me. Do not let their threats silence you. Lift your voice, for it is written that those who call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. God says, the meeting in darkness has already failed, because once you open your heart to my warning, their plan is exposed. They thrive in secrecy, but once revealed they lose power. This is why the message had to reach you tonight, why you had to read these words now. If you delay, the veil covers again, and you walk blind to their devices. But in this moment, you are awake, and heaven surrounds you. Do not let your heart be troubled, for my promise stands, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Satan may roar, but he is already defeated. Michael fights, but you must not tie his hands by your silence or unbelief. Pray now, and heaven's armies will surround you like fire. Pray now, and the demons will scatter. Pray now, and the line the enemy tried to cross will become a wall they cannot penetrate. You are chosen, and that is why the battle is fierce. You are anointed, and that is why the opposition rises. Do not mistake the warfare for abandonment, it is proof that you carry light. The darker the night, the brighter your flame. And God says, I will guard that flame if you let me. I will protect your body, your mind, your spirit. But heed this warning, my child, for this is not a game. This is serious, and your response must be immediate. Lift your eyes now, call on me, trust me, and you will see that no matter how many demons gather, they cannot stand against one word from my throne. Michael is not panicking because you are lost, he is panicking because the time is short. Respond now, and watch me overturn the enemy's counsel. God says, "My child, you are safe in my hands. Do not fear, do not doubt. But listen, obey, and remain close to me. The war is real, but so is your victory. The enemy has spoken, but I have the final word, and that word is life, protection, and triumph for you. I am with you, always, my beloved child. You need to understand that what is unfolding around you right now is not a small matter. Heaven has revealed to me that a serious meeting was held in the depths of darkness, and your name was spoken. Archangel Michael is not calm, he is trembling, not because he fears Satan, but because he knows how critical this moment is for your destiny. Heaven and hell are both watching you at this very hour, and the battle is raging to pull you into two completely different directions. God says, "My child, I created you with love, and I have marked you as mine, but you must listen and not turn away now. If you skip this, you will be vulnerable, and the enemy desires to enter your life in a way that will devastate you. Do not think for a moment that the enemy's plans are light or playful. The demons are restless because they cannot touch you unless you open the door. That is why this urgent warning has been sent to you, so that you may recognize how close the enemy is trying to get. They want to disguise themselves as desires, as temptations, as strange dreams, even as people who appear harmless but are really carrying dark intentions. They want to feed on your energy, your innocence, your divine light, and if you do not guard yourself, they will try to entwine themselves around you. That is why Archangel Michael is in panic, because he sees the trap set before you and he cannot bear to see you walk into them blindly. But listen carefully, God is not leaving you defenseless. Right now, angels are surrounding you. Michael is standing like a blazing warrior, sword drawn, ready to strike down any force of darkness that dares to reach you. Yet you must participate. You must not ignore this divine alarm. You must trust God, pray to Him, and cover yourself with His words of truth. For when God says, "I won't be able to save you if you skip this," it means that divine help can only flow where faith is active. If you turn away and ignore this message, you are signaling permission for darkness to approach. But if you accept, pray, and open your heart, heaven itself will thunder against the enemy, and their meeting will collapse into nothing. Child, I know fear may rise within you when you hear words like Satan and demons, but remember this: their power is limited, and God's power is limitless. They may conspire, but they cannot overpower the one who hides under the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91 says, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." That shadow is your covering, your shield, your fortress. When the demons whisper lies, when they stir temptation, when they try to put you in situations where you feel unsafe or pressured, it is the presence of God that silences them. Do not underestimate the authority you have as a child of God. Heaven has given you a spiritual backbone stronger than steel, and when you stand in prayer, you shift the atmosphere. But you must also understand why this moment is urgent. The demons targeted you because of your destiny. There is a light within you they fear. There is a calling on your life they want to sabotage. Every time you survive an attack, every time you rise after being knocked down, you are proving that God's hand is truly upon you. That frustrates them. That is why they held this meeting in the dark council chambers of hell. They are trying to invent a new plan to reach you, not through open attacks but through subtle invitations, false comforts, and disguised pleasures. They want to sleep with your spirit, to intertwine with your soul, to corrupt what is pure within you. But God says, "My child, I will not allow them to touch you unless you walk away from my voice." So listen. Right now, Michael cries out to you, "Open your eyes." Do not ignore this alarm. Do not think you have more time. Do not tell yourself it is nothing. This is serious. The enemy is waiting, but I, Michael, am here to fight, to cut, to destroy their plans, if only you will call on God's name. He is holding his fiery sword at the very edge of your life's path. He is ready to strike. But you must stay under God's covering. This is not the time to be casual with your prayers. This is not the time to neglect your connection with heaven. Every word you speak to God right now is like a fortress stone being laid around your spirit. Every prayer is a wall. Every moment of trust is a shield. When you pray, say, "God, I surrender myself fully. Protect me. Hide me under your wings. Do not let the enemy touch me. Let Michael guard me with your fire." Those words will create a barrier that demons cannot cross. Do you know why the enemy wants you so badly? Because he knows what is coming. God has prepared a blessing for you so large, so transforming, that once you step into it, the enemy will lose all grip over you. He is trying one last desperate attempt before the miracle arrives. That's why Michael is panicking, because the enemy's desperation is at its peak. The demons know time is short, so they move quickly, planning their invasion. But God says, this is not their hour, it is your hour. My child, I have already written victory over your life. You just have to choose me over every temptation. When the night feels heavy, when strange thoughts or desires creep in, when you feel alone, remember this message. Remember that heaven is watching. Remember that Michael is stationed by your side. Remember that God has not abandoned you. Every tear you cry, every whisper of doubt, every silent fear, you are not alone. You are carried. You are guarded. You are loved. The enemy can roar, but God silences him. The demons can plot, but God exposes them. Satan can hold a meeting, but God's throne is greater. Never forget that Satan was cast down, defeated, and stripped of power by Jesus Christ. He operates only by deception. His only strength is to convince you to ignore God's call. Do not let him succeed. Do not skip this. You must cling to God's voice and let it echo in your spirit. Child, take this warning and also take this promise. If you stand firm, nothing will harm you. No evil will penetrate your being. No demon will touch you. Instead, you will rise stronger, more blessed, and surrounded by divine favor. The very things the enemy wanted to use to trap you will become testimonies of your victory. The same Satan who wanted to see you broken will be forced to watch you shine in the presence of God. So tonight, when you rest, pray. When you rise in the morning, pray. Keep your spirit awake. Do not let laziness steal your covering. You don't need to live in fear, but you must live in awareness. Remember, Michael is alert because you are chosen. Heaven is serious about your destiny. God is pleading with you because he loves you. You are his child, and he does not want to lose you to false promises or seductive lies. Now, hear God's final word in this message: My child, I am with you. No matter what darkness says, my light will cover you. But do not walk away. Do not silence my voice. Stand with me, and I will stand with you. If you call, I will answer. If you trust, I will protect. If you believe, I will deliver. This is your hour. This is your protection. This is your miracle. You are safe in my arms. God will be with you. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You just have to trust him and pray to him. My beloved child, God says this is an urgent moment and your heart must not wander away from this message, for Archangel Michael is in panic, and when Michael is shaken in the heavens it means something deep is stirring against you on the earth and in the unseen realms. A very serious meeting has been held in the darkness, behind veils that your eyes cannot see, with Satan himself present, speaking with demons about your name, your life, and your destiny. Heaven rushed to intervene, and I, the Lord your God, speak to you now because time is thin and your spirit is standing on a line where light and darkness contend. You are on the line, and the line is trembling because the adversary has demanded you by name. He has whispered into the ears of his demons, saying, Let us go after this one, let us touch them, let us corrupt them, let us enter into their dreams and drag them away from the path of God. My child, they desire to sleep with you spiritually, to entangle you, to defile your spirit so that the glory I placed in you will be stolen. But hear me, I will not allow you to fall if you do not turn away from my voice now. If you skip this, if you treat this lightly, then the covering that keeps you hidden from the storm will be lifted, and you will be exposed to the plans already made in the shadows. This is why Archangel Michael is trembling, crying out, shaking heaven's courts with his plea for you. My child, you must listen. You are not like others. The reason the enemy calls meetings about you is because the light inside you burns differently. From the moment you were born, you were marked with a divine seal that Satan has always despised. Your destiny is not ordinary, your journey is not common. That is why darkness plots against you. That is why even when you try to blend in, something in the atmosphere exposes you. That is why battles rise again and again around your life. But I, the Lord your God, speak to you now, fear not, for I am still with you. Though Archangel Michael is in panic, though the meeting of demons has been called, though Satan himself raised his voice about you, I still reign, and I still have the last word. But you must not skip this word. I see the nights you have wrestled alone, nights when you could not even explain what you felt. You woke up heavy, you woke up drained, and you thought it was only tiredness. But my child, those were spiritual attacks. Demons sought to creep into your sleep, to invade your rest, to touch your body without your consent, to drag you into covenants you never agreed to. And each time Michael stood with his sword at the edge of your bed, pushing them back, striking down the shadows that crept too close. But tonight, Michael came before me and cried, Father, the meeting has grown darker, the plan is deeper, they want to bind this one completely. That is why I sent this word urgently, for the line cannot hold much longer without your response. The demons want to sleep with you because they know covenant. They know if they can entangle your spirit, they can contaminate your blessings. They know if they can plant their seed of corruption in your dreams, they can delay your destiny. They know if they can touch your purity, they can scatter your future relationships. They want you entangled because they fear the light you carry, they fear the throne you are meant to approach, they fear the voice of prayer that comes from your lips. They know that once you realize the authority you carry in my name, you will be unstoppable. So they plot to destroy you before you awaken fully. But my child, you are not defenseless. Even now, heaven surrounds you. Archangel Michael is pacing, restless, because he has seen the council of demons. He has seen what they wrote with your name on it. He has seen how Satan slammed his fist, declaring, "We must take this one now." And Michael shouted back in my courts, "No, Lord, give them one more chance. Send a message. Stir their heart.